Hey, everybody, welcome into yet another episode of Team Bankroll. This is the Football League Show. I am your host, the big man on campus. Here, as always, with my co-host, former striker in the Premier League and various other leagues. It's Flash Watson. Flash, how you doing today?
Yeah, good, big man. Good, big man. I'm being tested a little bit at the moment because I'm picking teams and they're playing well, but they're just not getting the job done. Last week I went with Bury, you went with Lincoln. It was one of the most entertaining games that I've seen all season throughout any league. I mean, I think you got to dot your hat to both teams. I mean, Bury scored 3, could have scored 10. Lincoln were ruthless. Really, I think they could be going for goals more than maybe selective teams in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, we will definitely get into all the games here. And what we do on this show is we don't talk about the Premier League. That's on another show. We talk about the lower leagues, the Championship, League One, League Two, try to find value in all the leagues in England. And Flash, I wanted to bring something up to you. Do you realize in all 5 leagues, I guess even down to the National League, all the leaders start with the letter L? Did you see that?
No, I didn't. But yeah, I mean, it makes a little bit of sense.
You got Liverpool, you have Leeds, you have Leyton Orient down at the National League, Lincoln,
and Luton.
Yeah, crazy, right? Let's get into the Championship. We'll start there. Flash, I have one tip in the Championship this week. I thought the Championship looks pretty tough. I considered maybe taking a shot with Preston North End and Derby to both score. Yeah, I feel like both those guys are kind of on goal-scoring levels right now. But the one I'm going to go with, and again, Flash, I'm going to go with a must-win. I think if you're this group, you have to win this game on the road. It's Aston Villa. I mean, you look at where they are in the table. I mean, they're going to start winning some games. And this is a very winnable game against a Reading side that, as we know, has been very poor all season. They don't normally win much in this league. I think if you're Villa, again, I could be really screwing around here, and they could really do me in one here. But I'm going to go with Reading or Villa to beat Reading, kind of like I did with Everton yesterday against Huddersfield. Yeah. Everton had beaten me up, but I stuck with them. They were able to get the job done. I'm going to go with Villa here. I think they give a good road performance and beat Reading. I'm going to go with Villa 2.1.
Okay, let me go back to your the first words that came out of your mouth, and I'm not going to go with any teams to actually win in the Championship this week. I've Preston and Derby. I've got both teams to score an over 2.5 at 2.12. In fact, I've got 3 selections in the league this week to do that. Both teams to score an over 2.5. Brentford at home to Blackburn. Even though I quite like Blackburn as a single as well, I think the safe thing, they both score week in, week out. They both go for it. And the other one is Leeds and Norwich, and they're all above 2. So my Leeds and Norwich, Preston and Derby, and Brentford and Blackburn, all both teams to score an over 2.5.
Yeah, I don't think you're going wrong with those. I mean, obviously we know that Leeds and Norwich like to score. That's a good one there. I considered Preston, Derby, both teams to score. I think you have some there. Both those teams are scoring goals. But I'm just going to stick with one. What do you think about Villa, Flash? I mean, it's not a great –
I think both teams will score, big man. I just don't like Villa. They've screwed me over too many times.
Yeah,
because that defence is like a chocolate fire guard. It's like having an ashtray on a motorbike. It's no good.
Yeah, no, I know that's kind of the thing. I mean, I'm playing with fire here, but I'm just going to look and think that. I mean, if you're Villa, you got to find a way to win games like this. I mean, you're 10th in the table. This is a very winnable game. You got to get the job done against teams like this. I'll take a shot with Villa, but I'm telling you, if they lose this game, I'm done with them. I'm just going to go with one side in the Championship. Flash, you like the both teams are scoring over 2.5 in Preston, Derby, Brentford, Blackburn Rovers, and Leeds United and Norwich City. So three high-scoring games, which I can't say I disagree with any of them. Let's move on to League One, the third level of English football. I have a couple in this one, Flash. I'll start with 3. I'm going to go with I'm going to go with an under. I don't bet a lot of unders, but once in a while get involved. I had a decent run in the Premier League with Leicester City going under. I'm going to go with Stanley and Blackpool under 2.5 at 1.8. I'm laying money on this, but I think it's safe. Both these teams, not necessarily goal scoring and oriented and going forward, generally pretty solid defensive clubs, definitely pin their ears back. Could see a lot of Flash just running around with the ball, maybe a lot of long passes and things like that. I'm going to go under 2.5 in this matchup, Stanley and Blackpool under. Also going to go with, and I'm sure you'll be on this as well, Flash, Luton. I got to go with the league leaders at 2.25 against Shrewsbury. It is a road game, but again, Luton right now is a backable team every week. At plus money, I'm gonna back them. One other one, and Flash, this is one that I do in all sports. I'm very big on letdown matches and letdown games. Wimbledon is a bet against team in this league and in this game. Sunderland at home, they've been one of the better teams in this league. I'm going to go with Sunderland -1 against Wimbledon. I love fading teams off big wins. Wimbledon entrenched right now in the FA Cup. I think they put down a bad game here. I think Sunderland rolling this one. So Luton to beat Shrewsbury, Sunderland -1, and I'm going to go with Blackpool and Accrington Stanley under 2.5. What do you like in League One, Flash?
I've got one play. I've only got the one play, and it's Wickham and Bradford City. Both teams scoring over 2.5. Neither keeps clean sheets. Both scores goals. Bradford off of scoring 4 the other night. They scored a few last week away, and that's 2.12. So I'm really just going to – I'm sort of half playing it safe, but if it just continues to go the way it is, even if I get a 2-2 draw, I'm quite happy, although I've not had to pick a winner. So, I quite like your Accrington, Blackpool being under as well. Luton, I always find that Shrewsbury's a really, really tough place. I wouldn't bet against Luton, if you ask me to bet 10 times, 8 times I'm going to bet Luton in this fixture. But it's just Shrewsbury. They scared the life out of Wolves last week. It's just one of them places that people don't like going. But Luton are one of the best sides in the league. And if they both play their best games, then Luton wins 8 times out of 10.
Yeah, we're definitely, anytime you back a team like Luton, the league leaders, they're always available for a letdown game or give you one of those bad ones. But, again, anytime I can get the league leaders at this kind of price, I'm gonna go with it. So the Wickham play, interesting. You got to give Wickham Wanderers a little credit. They played pretty well this year. We all know Bradford is bad on defense. They've given up 51 goals, which is the third most in this league. So yeah, I think you have a good one there. Flash, Wickham playing well, up to 9th in this league. They're playing well, aren't they? Yeah.
The thing is, you're only looking at one of these two teams to score 2 goals because that the other one's gonna score.
Yeah, no, you're dead right. That's totally true. Hey, Flash, you talked about people don't want to go to Shrewsbury. Why is that, you think?
Just because it's sort of, and the thing is, we've also got to throw into account we've got a lot of snow at the moment in the Midlands, and it's gonna be one of them places where they're a tough team to beat. They really are. I wanted to say that they're almost like an out-of-the-way type of side, but at home is where they survive. They very seldom go on the road and win, but they get results at home. New stadium, obviously, I say new as in maybe only 3 or 4 year old, and their fans they're very secluded. They're very out of the way,
Yeah, no, you look at, for anyone that doesn't live in England or is a kind of a, international. Shrewsbury, as Flash said, in the Midlands, it's not up north by Liverpool or Manchester. It's above Birmingham, though, and kind of on the way to Liverpool. It's just kind of a random place. It's a good point by you, Flash. Listen, Luton is, to me, a play you have to make every week at this point. I'm getting a plus money on them. If they go up there and draw, again, I have enough tips to sustain myself.
Correct.
For me, though, look, if we came on this show every week and lost every week, maybe it's not a play I'd make. But Flash, you and I have done real well in these lower leagues, so I'm gonna go with it. But again, this is a play where, look, if you're down this week, I wouldn't play Luton. It's not a play that I'm in love with. It's a play that I'm making because it's just a good bet at this point. And
it's another one for everyone else, big man.
Yeah.
And again, I should wash my mouth out for even mentioning it, because it's probably like a Dallas Cowboys tipping up the New York Giants. But Portsmouth even money at home against Doncaster. I thought that was a big price for Portsmouth. Portsmouth only went down in the last 5 minutes away last night at Luton, and they're at home. I thought even money for Portsmouth was a big price.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I considered both teams to score in that game. Both teams are obviously having a little trouble with that. But what do we got? We got 4 tips here.
Yeah.
Very solid for League One. I think that's enough. Flash, let me ask you quickly. You've played on many teams. I mean, you played at all the levels. You played all 3 levels. Flash, League One,
all 4,
yeah,
all
League
4.
1. Okay, you put all 4. Perfect. How did you? I mean, I don't know how many times you played on teams in the FA Cup. Did you ever have a team? Because I talked about letdown games, and when I see a team in any league, whether it's basketball, football, wherever, where they get a win that they shouldn't get, and maybe they're embroiled in some kind of run of some sort, and they go and it's different in some sports though, because we don't have cups like this. How do you feel, Flash, about like fading a Wimbledon this week off? They obviously their minds are elsewhere. Then they're going to go on the road up to the Northeast and play one of the best teams. That's a good fade spot, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it is. It is in this spot because they're going to probably one of the strongest sides.
Yeah.
Now, the problem, it can go either way. All of a sudden, I mean, we're talking about a side here who scored 4 against a side who didn't turn up, by the way. But then you could say they drew 2-2 with a side who did turn up second half, and the Premier League side. But they've not won in the league since Boxing Day. They've only won 3 games at home all year. And now they're going on the road to probably the biggest stadium they're going to play in. They either grow or they go under. And listen, I wouldn't want to be. There's not enough money in the world to say to me to put on Wimbledon or the draw. So you have to go for Sunderland.
Yeah, I'm thinking like a 3-0 game here. I
just think it would have took a lot out of them.
Yeah, I mean, you look at also, this is a huge mismatch. I mean, Sunderland are one of the better defensive clubs in this league. They also score goals. You look at Wimbledon this year, in 29 matches, Flash, they have 22 goals. I mean, under a goal a game.
The other thing is I've got to throw into this, big man, and it does throw weight to your argument to be with Sunderland, is that Sunderland's a big pitch. Mm-hmm. It's not like Wimbledon the other night where they can all be tight, they can all be compact. If I like to use my NFL analogies. If I'd be a quarterback, I can spread their secondary. That's probably the best way that I can put it. That they can't cover all the space and all the runners.
Yeah, I think it's going to be real tough here for Wimbledon.
I believe so.
You got to respect their FA Cup run, but I mean Sunderland in this league are just kind of on. I think Sunderland have kind of approved a point to prove. They want to get back up, kind of move back. But let's move on, Flash. Just want to wrap up the tips. You like Wycombe Wanderers and Bradford. Both teams have scored over 2.5. I'm on Luton City to beat Shrewsbury, 2.25. Blackpool, Accrington, Stanley under 2.5. And Sunderland -1 against Wimbledon. Let's go to League 2. I got a couple tips here as well. And Flash, how can we not start with the obvious one? I'm going to go with Lincoln City, win to 0 at 3 against Notts County. I'm going to tell you why. Notts County are shocking. We all know that. They've been clean sheeted in 5 of their last 7 matches. Lincoln off a loss. They're going to pound Notts County into oblivion. I'm going to say 4-0, but I think they just completely control this game. I also like Stevenage. I've been betting this group. I like Stevenage at home, 2.3 against Yeovil. Yeovil have had their own issues. They've had defensive problems as well. I like the Stevenage group. I've been getting them at plus money. They've been doing some good things. They're right up in 9th. I think, a game like this, important for them to get a win. Yeovil down towards the bottom of the table. They are struggling to score goals. The other one, and really, again, just a fade of a certain team. I'm going to go with Oldham at home to beat Morecambe, 1.8. listen, anytime I can fade Morecambe at a solid number, I'm interested. Flash, what do you like?
I love Bury. I love Bury -1 at home to Crawley, 2.12. I mean, this side, outside of Manchester City, have scored the most goals throughout every league. They just score goals. I was so impressed with their movement. I mean, let me go on record and saying that coach, if he can get them to pass and move and be so positive at this level, he is going to be unbelievable, better players at a higher level. I think he's got a chance, Ryan Lowe. The only thing I would say is he's got to sort them out defensively because they don't see danger quick enough and they're not bothered. They like to throw back to the old Keegan, Newcastle. You score 2, don't worry, we'll score 3 or 4. So for me, Bury -1 at home, 2.12. And here's a little throw it out there. Grimsby at home, 2.75 at home. In their last game, they went down to 10 men. They absolutely bossed the game against one of the top 6. It was either MK Dons or Mansfield. And I was told that Grimsby were far better than the top 6 side. Home field, they've got to make sure it makes it pay. 2.75 is too big, and you may be able to get bigger elsewhere.
Interesting. How about that? Flash, quickly, just one, just kind of thinking about here, didn't do anything with it. Carlisle to beat Crew. Any thoughts on that one?
Who?
Carlisle.
No, I didn't really go into Carlisle because they're so hit and miss. I mean, the big thing about Carlisle that I like when I've seen them is they bomb forward and they get bodies in the box. Very rarely do they not come out of a game scoring at least 1 or 2 goals.
Interesting. All right, Flash, you're going to go with Grimsby Town, and you're also going to go with Bury -1 against Crawley. I'm going to go with Oldham to beat Morecambe, Stevenage to beat Yeovil, and Lincoln win to 0 against Notts. What do you think about Lincoln, Flash? You didn't bet those? Why not?
I just agreed with you.
Okay.
I just thought that Lincoln to win to 0. What price was that? You said 3.
3, yeah.
I would say that's got to be probably one of the best ones we've had. I mean, we're going to do well to try and pick 4 or 5 and put them together.
Yeah.
Who are you going to leave out?
Well, here's what I'm going to do, Flash. I've come up with a 4-team acker. To me, this is about as easy as it gets. I think this at 6.59 is a banker. Bet, not just one unit on a parlay. I think it's this is a very good bet. 4 teams. Lincoln to just win. Okay. Bury to win by more than 1 goal against Crawley. Sunderland to just win. And Barnsley to just win. That's not going to lose, Flash. That's a banker. That parlay right there.
Who's the last one you said?
Barnsley to beat Scunthorpe. Sunderland to beat Wimbledon. Bury -1, and Lincoln to win against Notts County. That ain't
a little bit of a derby going on there with Barnsley and Scunthorpe.
They're not losing.
I couldn't go against you.
They're not losing. Yes. So there you go. Little 4-time acker, 6.59. Job done. Everybody's happy. For all you people out there that are curious, that is on the American odds plus 559. So $100 wins you $559. There you go. How about that? Job done, Flash. I got to tell you, and I don't say this often, I think this little show we just did might be the best and most informative we've done yet. Flash, great stuff. Hopefully we'll talk to you before the Super Bowl, but if we don't, what do you got on a final score?
I want to go 31-17.
Wow, 30. You think you're going to hold the Rams at 17 points?
I do. I think that the way we'll get out in front early, and we'll force them to force the issue. And I think that Jared Goff will struggle.
Wow, interesting. I think the game will be a bit closer than that, but you'll have to listen to all my shows on SBR to feel that. But again, I am waiting for 3. If the line gets to 3, I'll take it. You have to understand, Flash, that for me, it's all about the line, and the line's 2.5 right now. I'm thinking that it's just going to be too much. There's too much money on the Patriots for the line not to move to 3. I think by tomorrow or Friday, this line will move to 3. So I'm waiting on that. Now, I'll make this very clear, and this is how important this is to me. If this line does not get to 3, I will not be betting this game from a side perspective. I'll only be betting the props. To me, the line's important. If I can get a solid 3, I'm interested. But that's for that. This has been the Football League Show. We even threw in a little American football as well. Flash, what are you off to today? You're off to the Southampton match? Is that correct?
Yeah, Southampton Palace tonight. And I'm going Crystal Palace win. I've done a double. Crystal Palace and Chelsea tonight.
Interesting. Flash, by the way, you are being honored. Is that correct?
Not honoured. I'm just going to go and do some Q&A or a little interview in a few of the lounges, and they'll feed me for that. So, hey, why not?
Now, Flash, what's the spread like? What do they give you food-wise?
Oh, it'll be like a 3-course meal. It'll be like a starter. Yeah, but I don't go for the last course. I'm not a sweet man.
Yeah, I got you. Very good. Flash, good stuff as always. He's Flash Watson, former striker in the Premier League. I'm big man on campus, and I'm not any kind of striker, but I am a host here, and it's what we do. Everyone have a great night. Thanks for joining us on the Football League Show. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you like and comment. Let us know who you're on. As always, make sure you're supporting all the things here at the channel. Have a great day. Thanks, Flash.
Good luck, mate.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to our channel. Now, we've put a lot of work into producing all these free videos, so please help us out and keep all our content free for you forever by simply liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Now, not to mention, a visit to our industry-leading website will warm the hearts of all our SBR employees, especially myself. Now, the links are over there to the left, so do check those out. Thanks for watching.